Greetings, brothers and sisters. What is up? Welcome back to yet another one from us. We are trusting, hoping, and believing that all is well with you. We are coming to you with news from South Africa. This time around.
Yay, South Africa.
Oh, and you have the Zulu thing. So, yeah, and we are reporting about KwaZulu Natal. What a coincidence. So, what is happening in South Africa will shock you. For the past, I don't know if it's years, months, days, Malema has been speaking about how fools we have been made as the African people to think that we have borders in Africa when we do not have. Have you ever traveled across your bordering countries and just realized that you can easily skip to the next country without, any problem?
Yeah.
You have seen that.
There are some farmers who have land between countries.
Yeah.
One is in Kenya, another one, like the land spreads across.
Yeah.
Not that there's some fence or something
no.
the US wanted to put a fence between them and Mexico. No.
Yeah. So what is happening right now? I think after realizing that Malema has spoken about this so much, and people have already known that it's actually there's actually no borders between the African countries. It's just a gate. Malema usually says we are forced to think that we have, that we have borders and there's no fence. It's like a drunkard having a gate in his home and there's no fence, and then he stands, opens the gate with his keys, and he enters through the gate when there's absolutely no fence within his compound. So what is happening right now, KwaZulu Natal, where the municipality of KwaZulu Natal has decided to start building a concrete wall between the Mozambican and South African border. And this is something that I think most South Africans will appreciate, because a lot of crime has been happening at least along that borderline. So a lot of South Africans have been complaining about this, and for a solution, the municipality, I think, has decided that we actually need a concrete wall, and it's building a huge wall, as you can see on the screen. So this is what is happening. The KwaZulu-Natal Department of Transport and Human Settlements has, after numerous delays, set a 2025 target for the completion of a concrete wall to bolster border security along the South Africa-Mozambique border. The department was earlier this year tasked with fast-tracking the raising of the Jersey barrier walls in Manguzi, northern KZN, having been initiated in 2018 as an intervention to curb cross-border crime. Providing updates on the construction, MEC Boniso Duma said that they had made great progress. Duma said facilitating the project has been one of his aims in the first 100 days since assuming office in June. The 25-kilometer operation to construct the barrier is being implemented in 3 phases. An 8-kilometer barrier from Gate 6 moving west towards Tembe Elephant Park, another 8 kilometers from the boundary of Isimangaliso Wetland Park moving to the west, and the last phase will be a 9-kilometer stretch extending from the western boundary of Tembe Elephant Park towards the Pongolo River. Duma added the project had to include environmental conditions to lessen the harm to nature and species in the area, which contains a lot of wetlands. So more than 7.4 kilometers of concrete barriers have been erected to date as part of the 8-kilometer first phase of the project, set to be completed by December.
We call that misplaced priorities. And I'm going to say, like General Tiani said some months back, he said, even if we do anything, whatever we do, we cannot stop the movement of people. You see, even Europe have been trying to stop the movement of
people swim.
People swim. Now you're talking about building a wall. That money you could have done something, because I don't agree that it's the Mozambicans who are committing crime.
Of course, they are working hand in hand with South Africans.
Because if go to any border, by the way, go to any border and find people don't even care about the people who are living in those borders. Don't even care about moving from their village to some place in Johannesburg. No, they don't care. They are okay. Their kids are in Maputo if they're in Maputo, and if there are some kids who needed to be in Johannesburg, they took the idea of the other country because they live on the border, right?
So let me get what Duma says here. We have been able to limit the exporting of stolen cars and other goods through KZN. KZN is KwaZulu Natal, and to Mozambique. Last year alone, 30 stolen vehicles a month crossed into Mozambique. This number has been reduced. Can you imagine how many vehicles
But that's been happening for, we know they steal cars, but are they Mozambicans?
Mozambicans and South Africans working hand in hand, and that is the problem that South Africa has. Well, from my observation, South Africa and South Africans, some of them, not all of them, they are very much, it's hard for them to realize that these crimes are not only committed by foreigners, by foreigners alone. When you blame a Nigerian, just know that there's a South African there who came in and made a deal with the Nigerian. When you blame a Mozambican, there's a South African working hand in hand with this Mozambican in terms of logistics. Where do we get these cars? A lot of hijacking happens in the N3s, N1s in South Africa. And it's not just Mozambicans who are committing these crimes. Before, now this MEC is saying we've created employment for our young people, but how sustainable, just from the construction of the wall, how sustainable is this kind of employment? Because after the construction of the wall, where do you put these young people? Back to the streets, back to hustling, back to stealing of cars. Now that they know these walls have been created this way, maybe they'll be the same ones who are helping, Mozambicans to go through the walls. So instead of looking into, building walls and empower young people. The problem of unemployment in South Africa is huge. It's too much. When you hear them complaining that they are here to take our jobs, it's not a joke. Yes, there's a problem of unemployment, but look at the kind of jobs that they are really taking. Is it the ones that you really want to be part of? Because when Malema says they are taking this, housemaid, whatever, the kind of jobs that you guys would not even dare want to work in because of the kind of payments that you're being paid, the kind of conditions that you work under. Some South Africans say, we don't want it. So Zimbabweans are here to say, this is the kind of job that I can take. At least I'm going to make an income from it. So it's a difficult one. We don't know if it will solve the problem of illegal migrants into South Africa. South Africans are saying we need the wall between the Limpopo and and South Africa, between the Zimbabwe and South Africa border, because that is where we have a lot of people jumping through the Limpopo River.
But it's crazy because when you say Mozambicans, what is a Mozambican? Just say a Kenyan. A Kenyan, but you only realize that he's a Maasai. What about the other person?
But it's, for Mozambican, it's even worse. South Africa is all of us. We have Swati, we have Tsonga. Tsonga is the same Mozambican that they are calling Mozambican. It's the same person. So it's like being divided and then you call me a foreigner.
I was looking at the map of Africa before they cut it into pieces, and it was amazing. Because when you talk about Tsonga, it would have been Tsonga themselves, improving, growing the economy and all that. But now you have these people who are banded up, and they have to say, I'm stealing from
South Africa.
I'm stealing from the Tsongas of
South Africa,
but I'm Zulu. Okay, we have, like Zulu has not been divided, so they still have the kingdom. But you look at Tsonga or Ndebele, Shona, they have been cut into. They are brothers.
Limpopo, you have your vendors, you have your Shonas, almost the same thing.
You see this economic, like SADC, development communities, economic, regional organization, regional bodies. They were supposed, the people who founded them were supposed to realize that we are brothers. So when we create ECOWAS, it's because I cannot decide that I'm going to develop Nigeria and expect my Fulanis in Nigeria to because they are happy, their brothers Fulanis in Burkina or in Mali, not to come and celebrate with them and also look for employment. You cannot do that. That's why Tiani was saying you cannot stop the movement of people. When they see an opportunity, you have to cross. So the best thing would have been, why don't you come together, you leaders of the South African development community, and create a one block with jobs such that a person from Harare can go work in Maputo, can go work in Johannesburg, can go work in Windhoek, can go work in
freely.
Yeah, Botswana.
Yeah, you see, now that you're speaking about celebrations, we usually have umhlanga in Swaziland, umhlanga ceremonies, your traditional, ingwalas and all of that. And we have South Africans who are Swatis just along the border. and those people subscribe to the Swati
They
culture.
have to come.
So when it's umhlanga, they even gear up themselves in the Swati traditional gear, you know. They even send their young girls to go and join us in dancing. So when you imagine if that border was now to be built along the Swati people
Doesn't
of
make
South
sense.
Africa and Swaziland, it would make sense. And that is what is happening just because of crime. How do you curb this crime? How do you take away these young people from the streets? How do you stop it? It's employment that they are looking for, it's money. How do you stop it instead of building up walls and, you know, dividing these people? How can you make them work together and bring out the good in themselves? We don't know. South Africans are probably happy for this.
Of course. But anyway, it's a wrong move. A wrong to bite us in the future. Anyway, they say we should mind our own countries.
They did
but
the same in
Africa is our
Palestine.
business.
Yeah.
So guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. We are not selling the Zulu, you know,
A head cap, whatever you call it.
crown, the Zulu crown. We are selling the Fulani hat. It's beautiful. But in the near future, we'll be also selling the Zulu crown and the attires.
Yeah.
So support us by buying the Zulu hat
The
for
Fulani
just
hat.
the Fulani hat for just $50. The link to our online shop is in the description. You can also send a WhatsApp message or a Telegram message to this number on your screen or on our screen. Also, if you'd like to buy us a coffee, we have Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. We will be very happy if you buy us coffee. It's just for $5.
It's just to keep us awake.
Yeah. And if this is your first time, subscribe. Also, share this video so that we can reach as many Africans as and family, not just Africans, because we are family wherever we reach. Also, like so that YouTube can continue sharing our videos, and we see you in our next videos.